How to get a scared dog to trust you. 20 proven tips. I'm Susan Nilsson, and in this video I'll be giving you my 20 proven tips for getting a scared dog to trust you based on my many years of living with and working with fearful rescue dogs. While all dogs are individuals and there's not a one-size-fits-all approach, there should be enough tips here to help you establish a connection and build confidence and trust over time. Tip number 1. To start with, do nothing. Yes, that's right, do nothing. I mean, obviously you're going to feed your dog, make sure she has bathroom breaks and has a nice place to sleep. But that's about it. No walks, no introductions to other pets, no big outings or visits from family members. If your dog is scared, she needs time to de-stress, regroup, and to realize that she's safe. Give her the time to do that. There's no rush. You're going to have many happy years together and can do all that other fun stuff a bit later. Tip number 2. Provide a safe space. Prepare a quiet area or room and keep your dog there for at least a few days, especially if you have just adopted her. This will be her safe personal space where she can feel calm and relaxed. It should contain everything she needs, like food, water, bedding, toys, and so on. Let her eat and sleep there undisturbed as much as possible. Tip number 3. Don't stare. In the dog world, staring is considered threatening or hostile behavior. It's part of how dogs communicate. So avoid making direct eye contact with your dog, especially when she's feeling scared. Instead, make soft eye contact and then look away. Tip number 4. Move slowly and don't make any sudden movements. Approach your dog sideways on and hunch over a bit to make yourself look smaller. Let your dog sniff your hand before trying to pet her. You can also hold a few treats to start building up a positive association with your hand. Note that, depending on their past experience, some dogs may be fearful of human hands. Tip number 5. Don't corner, approach, or go behind the back of the dog's head, or over her head. Don't lean over her either. This can make her feel trapped and scared. Dogs need to be able to move away from you if they want to, so always give them an escape route. Tip number 6. When you're interacting with your dog, get down on her level. This will make you seem less threatening and more approachable. Tip number 7. Don't crowd your dog or try to kiss or hug her. This can be overwhelming, especially for a frightened dog. She may even feel she has no choice but to bite you to make the scary situation stop. Instead, give her some space and let her approach you when she's ready. Petting should always be initiated by the dog, not by you. Some dogs will get used to this weird human hugging behavior, but others will never want to be hugged or kissed, like our rescue dog Florence. Just respect their wishes and show your affection in other ways instead. Tip number 8. Stay calm. Dogs are very attuned to our emotions. If we're anxious or stressed, they will be too. Tip number 9. Speak in a quiet, kind voice. Avoid using a high-pitched, excited voice or shouting, as this can make the dog feel more scared. Tip number 10. Observe the dog's body language. This will tell you how she's feeling and how she wants to interact with you. Watch especially for signs of fear. If her body is stiff or hunched, her tail is down, the ears are back, or she is avoiding eye contact, she's probably feeling scared. Panting, yawning, dilated pupils, and tongue flicking, like Florence here, are also signs of fear or stress. If she's wagging her tail, her body language is loose, her ears are neutral, and she approaches you voluntarily, she's probably feeling friendly and relaxed, like Florence here 4 months later. It's important to respect the dog's wishes and give her space if she wants it. Never force a nervous dog to do anything she doesn't want to do, such as being petted or picked up. This will only make her more scared and less likely to trust you. Always go at the dog's pace and let her dictate how she wants to interact with you. Make sure it's a positive experience for her. To learn how to read and understand your dog's body language, make sure you download my free dog body language cheat sheet, link below. Tip number 11. Understand calming signals. Dogs use calming signals to communicate how they're feeling, to diffuse stressful or threatening situations, and avoid conflict. Some common calming signals include turning away, averting their gaze, licking their lips, yawning, and turning the head, like Lennox on the left here. Tip number 12. Build up positive associations with your presence by giving your dog food and tasty treats. However, try not make her feel conflicted by also asking her to do things she isn't ready to do, like being handled or groomed. You want her to associate you with good things, not with feeling scared or anxious. Tip number 13. When you're first getting to know your new dog, keep exposures short and sweet. Watch for any signs of stress and end the interaction if you see the dog is starting to get anxious. Ideally, preempt the situation and end the interaction before she starts to feel stressed or anxious, so you can end on a positive note. Tip number 14. Use consent testing. For example, allow the dog to approach you if she wants to, and be fine with it if she doesn't. Let the dog choose if and where she wants to be petted, and again, be fine with it if she doesn't. If the dog moves away from you, she's saying no. In this case, you should respect her wishes and give her some space. If she comes closer and leans into you, then she's saying yes, so go right ahead. Just like humans, dogs sometimes change their minds. So an initial yes may become a no once the dog has had enough. Again, be aware and respect this. Tip number 15. Allowing dogs to make their own choices as far as possible is a great way to empower them to make their own decisions. This helps build confidence and is a good way to gaining your dog's trust. Tip number 16. When introducing a new dog to other pets in the household, you should always go slowly. Always start by keeping the pets separated, perhaps in different rooms or even in different areas of the house or yard. Once you see signs that your scared dog is starting to relax and feeling more confident, you can begin to do some controlled introductions, making sure both pets are calm and happy before moving on to the next step. You might need to do several of these controlled introductions over a period of days or even weeks before the animals are ready to meet face to face without any barriers between them. Tip number 17. A second dog can be helpful in showing a scared dog that she is safe with you and can trust you. I'm not saying rush out and adopt a second dog, and not all dogs like other dogs. But if you already have a resident dog, they may be able to help boost the new dog's confidence, like Roman is here with Florence. When we first adopted Florence, that's her on the right, she was completely shut down and too scared to leave her safe space to go for a walk. But Roman helped to show her she could trust us. Tip number 18. Dogs feel more secure when they know what's going to happen next. So it's important to establish a routine as soon as possible. This could include regular meal times, walks, and play sessions. If the dog knows when things are going to happen, she'll start to relax and feel more secure. Tip number 19. When you first start taking your dog out, it's best to use a harness and long line as long as it's safe to do so. This will allow you to keep her safe while still allowing her to explore and get used to her new surroundings, without having to worry about you being too close. I'll list my favorites in the description below. Tip number 20. Finally, one of the best ways to help a scared dog trust you is to play games with her. Play can help a dog develop social skills and build relationships with both humans and other animals. Play evokes a pleasant emotional state. The happier your dog feels, the less likely she's going to stay scared of you for too long. Here's a bonus tip. The most important thing to remember is to be patient. It can take time for a scared dog to get to know you and trust you. Things may not always go according to plan. This is perfectly normal in new situations. So take things slowly and work to your dog's timeline, letting her set the pace. Before you know it, she'll be a happy, tail-wagging member of the family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos on dog behavior. For more in-depth content about cat and dog behavior, check us out at catanddoghouse.com/dogs.